Bridgeport too, Walnut.
I don't think he was from, I don't know when he was from. We did from him.
Some of them make that around.
But all of them like that, so you got one and they can drive, just make cakes, that's on the left before you cross the line.
No.
Carolyn, yeah. Yeah, they're in flesh. You're going to have back surgery. Got some bones and disc and some on the side nerves. They're going to do back surgery on her. Tried all the other stuff. Didn't work. Anybody else got any? That's a fair question.
So what first responders?
Yep. Remember first one. Remember when service comes to where he can phone them? The homeless people, some choose that life, some do not, regardless. The homeless. And the others. And then you crying. Like that more than anybody than folks there. Got a ragtag army, stay holding on. Go on, but anybody else have any current questions? I think it's like the community got here locally fast. You got a hand up, just lay it down, and quit and have prayer for it, please.
Lord, we come to you tonight. We thank you for the day. We thank you for each blessing of our life. Pray for these that we mentioned tonight. Remember all of them and pray over the therapy and
Amen. Everybody look insert any deletions or additions to the minutes, previous meeting. Do I hear a motion to accept the previous meeting?
motion.
Hear a second? Second. All in favor saying aye? Aye. Motion carries. What you got, Jerry, you got anything for us on?
No, everything's been quiet. No problems. Distraction on.
Got the truck fixing everything, it's ready to go back in service. John, you got anything?
Stew arrest, don't take it 3-1.
So Pittsburgh sold their old truck here Saturday, right? $1,300.
I don't know, that's
Been good.
I've been,
They have a deal on it.
Huh?
58 miles.
I'm doing it.
Well,
Helltown's got to do it.
they're wanting to, they're on the floor. They're wanting me, I don't know, yeah. All right, Dean. You're right. We'll move on to citizens, sir. Y'all got something you want to present?
I do. I called the state of Tennessee regarding the intersection up here where Mill Loop Road East comes out on the 156 where it's a blind corner. And Mr. Minor, who is the Tennessee Department of Transportation, issued me a permit to put up a mirror, convex mirror, so that you can see around the corner there. But part of their legal requirement is that I have $1 million in liability insurance and per occurrence and $300,000 per claim. And I wanted to run this by your lawyer here and see, if there's any way that the city could perhaps take on that liability since I'm a private citizen and this is really a public road that I'm putting this up on. I'd really like to have some coverage from the city on this.
I would have to find out, that's a state highway, so I would have to find out on that. I don't know that would fall under our jurisdiction, it being a state highway. I would have to find out, I don't know.
Again, the state has provided me with a copy of, that's my permit right there.
Is this a copy or is this?
That's a copy of the permit. I've signed it, but I've not returned it to Mr. Meyer yet.
Do you need this back?
No, I don't.
Is there a place you can mount that to see the
There's 2 poles right up there at the intersection, and the permit gives authorization to mount on one of those 2 poles.
When I was a kid, we had a wreck right there.
Yeah.
Bad wreck. I mean, it was bad.
Don't come at red, then. Come at
Okay,
red.
red. We had a bad wreck there. I mean, it was a head-on collision right there, man.
Right.
And
Because cars
that's a bad spot.
coming up, going eastbound, they cross over the center line right there.
People used to go around the other way, you know,
Yeah.
and the road was good.
We used to have, or I asked them, we inquired twice about a caution light there, caution down. This was, at that time, the answer for that was, y'all remember done study, got a whole bunch of wreck, do you remember when you had the accident report down at the state and everybody? There hadn't been enough fatalities. That was the words.
That's essentially what
Go ahead.
Mr. Meyer told me too.
I can see that. We had a wreck there when I was a kid, but I don't remember many wrecks there, you know. That's why I'm saying that. And I think maybe it was. But, you know, people used to go out the other way. And you can't go out the other way no more, because it's growed up.
I have the mirror, I have the permit, but I wanted to run this by you because it is in the city.
I'll let run by the attorney and see if 100% since that's a state highway,
Right,
how it's covered. I don't know.
that's fine.
Does anybody hear me? But I don't have a clue how that would.
I'm just wondering if you can even see, if you put a mirror thing up there, if you can even see.
I don't know. That's a good
And
question.
the reason Columbia Chemicals got one up there,
Yeah.
they got one, I noticed it coming out, so they must have put their own
Right.
bond or insurance.
Well, we bought it, or my husband bought it, and we're happy to put it up and everything to prevent people from being killed. Because we come out of there and I've got a horse trailer, and you can't make that turn like a car does because you've got a 20-some on foot horse trailer. And it's
When you come out and turn left, you gotta be hammered down
Yeah.
on the side of the lane and you gotta
I
get it
know.
over.
And then
and
if you turn right to go back to
I come
the
out-
bridge, you have to come
I come out
out
there,
wide.
I come out there every day, I got
And
the
so
wrong lane.
the-
I do too, I always run Stanley.
But what we'll do, let me turn this, I can have this,
Absolutely.
okay, and I'll turn that over and see what we can come up with.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know if that one state road is, so.
I don't need state highway.
Okay, thank you very much. And you don't mind? Are we-
Yeah, you're pretty good.
Okay, thanks very much.
He also presented us with a new
Oh,
flag.
a new flag.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Flag with pride.
Thank you.
Have a good evening.
It actually flew on military flag.
I don't believe you could see it. See, Daddy had one down at his house, when he pulled out, you could see around, and it was hard, and it was straight road, that's over here's a curve, and it's downhill. I don't believe you ever see.
Well, I asked about putting a light up there at night time, then again, you put a light up, and you can't see the lights coming. You know, it kind of, you do at least see the lights coming at night time, if you do pull out and try to turn left.
They'll work till radio, always hill down.
That'd be the best thing done.
Tell Red to go down
I
the hill.
agree. I
Oh, yeah,
I agree.
that's the best thing to do.
The state confronted me one time and said, do you know him? I said, I know him, but I said, you need to go talk to him. That's a state issue. But what people don't realize when they say we're gonna take the property, it's not that they're taking like his property. They would take the dirt off to give a better visual, but Red got it in his mind. I understand. They're taking his property, they're taking the dirt off so the visibility could be better down that road.
If they want to do it, they can do it.
They can do it in the domain and take it, they have nothing to do about it, not one thing. So,
But that's what really needs to happen. I mean, really, that bank needs to come down where you can see. That's dangerous. That's a dangerous road. It's one of somebody ain't got. Most people, it's one of those people ain't got killed. It's dangerous.
I guess that's in the village. But here's where I'm at. You know, we want to talk about it, when we calm about it. Is everybody okay with that? All right. I am working on a solution, trying to get a solution to figure out, I told you it last time, a budget. I meet with the budget, where I've got to get things in the budget on June the 2nd. So June the 2nd, I'm working on a budget with Brad Harris. That's the quickest I can get. We're going to put some things in a budget. I have to get it passed in June, and then again a second in July. I have to get a budget passed. We're going to try to put a plan together, see what we can do to help resolve this cross the road.
Okay.
I said resolve, enough that I'm just trying to get it in the point of talks. We've always seemed to be arguing and fussing. I don't want to do it no more.
We don't need to really.
No, and I know, and I'm trying to get some resolving and talking to other officials and other legal to get a better view on what we can do, can't do, and what we need to do. So I'm working on that. And we're probably looking at the August. Like you told me to give you a time. I'm trying to give you a good answer. I've got to get the budget passed first. I have to. Can't spend or do nothing to get the budget passed. The board knows that. We're going to put some things in there to try to work before we can move some things over here. We do need some more buildings over here. We do need to do that, but we need something laid out a little better over here, just to say, well, that's a good spot, or that, but just as sure as you put something there, it ain't gonna work. We got gas, we got gas line, water line, and sewer line over there, over here, so we wanna put some things together. Even if hire kind of an engineer, somebody to help us line that out, so we can move some things, do things. I'm working on that to try to become a solution for this across the road.
We're just looking for a solution and an agreement and production towards that agreement, you know?
And I've got to get the budget passed first. And I told you, remember y'all was in there last time, I said, I got to do that. I've got to get the budget and it passed out.
To get the tank out of the way?
Well, I've got to get a budget to do things, to put money in places to do things up to where I've got to do.
I would like to say something about that city hall over there.
Okay.
When I paid my taxes here a month or so ago, I opened the door and went in there, and there's this little old woman in there, and that little cart had a red Buick out front, and I don't know how that woman could get in that door. That door won't open up. It's not handicapped accessible whatsoever. I had to help that lady get out. I mean, I don't care a bit to help, but I don't see how she could have very easily hurt herself. Because that is just not adequate care for City Hall. That's kind of
I agree with you. I agree.
Some work.
And when it was built, and that's just what we've had to work with for all these years and everything. And that's why we got a budget. We got to work on a budget to see what we can do to get some things moving forward. It does need to be moved forward, and I'm trying to get it to move forward so we can do some things. Then we'll sit down and talk about what we've come up with and what y'all got, and we'll try to get a plan together.
Well, you gonna throw me in jail if I pull my vehicle over there and try to sell it? Okay, that's all. Well, the vehicle I need to sell it. It's a good location to sell it. I think you gotta find me a fish and sell it.
Just, if you don't care, put it down on that end right there.
Oh, no.
So we got on the far end.
Over there, down there in front of the fire truck? Certainly not. No, you talk, out down there?
That on the far end there.
Can you get?
West end.
Huh?
The west end.
Well, I never have been on that north, south, east, and west stuff.
Okay.
Far end down there.
Yeah.
You put your truck there.
Somebody tell you go east, you don't know which way to go, do you?
Well, I do know which I look at east and actual west. I do that. But when you get on 72 out here, I get confused on that, though, terribly. I do. My understanding, I'll be quick on this, that odd numbers run east and west. No, even numbers run east and west, and odd numbers run north and south.
Correct.
So,
72 is northeast and southwest. It's an angle.
Yeah, they ain't always true north and south.
Right.
that's where we're at. But you know, I mean, we're making progress. I'll say that much.
So you know something about a budget for, say,
August.
next?
August.
August.
I've got to have 2 meetings on the budget. I got to do a June and a July, but I can't meet to the guy that helps, Brad Harris, for June the 2nd. We sit down, we try to plan out a budget the best you can. In a budget, and I don't care who says what, it's a guesswork. You have to kind of, because you never know what you're going to spend. You got gas costs, fuel costs, this, that, and other. So you do the best you can when you plan a budget. Kind of like a checkbook, you do down through there, and you're doing the best you can to keep things in order.
So we're gonna get X amount of dollars and say, well, I got X amount of dollars, I can tear this
down
or I can spin or whatever, you've got to
have.
you've got to get cost, you got to get somebody to tell you, and then y'all both know the way things are now, it goes up. Me and Quentin tell you, we have been trying now for 6-8 months to get this cleaned up back here, and every time you try, somebody's busy or can't, he's been with me, I've called, well, buddy, I ain't got time, I've got another job I got to do, well, I've called this one, buddy, I'm covered up, I can't do this. And then one time you call them again, the rates done went up, fuel costs went up, steel's going out the roof. That's another problem right there. If you get a quote today and they say it's gonna be 6 months, you'll say there'll be a 20-cent increase in 6 months. So, I mean, I've got to kind of get a budget plan together to do things.
Will that budget planning be during the city meetings? Is there anything we can do this weekend or to have, or?
Well, what we'll do, we'll have a workshop meeting, try to plan out a budget the best we can. You know, what we're doing, we gotta get cost on this and cost on that. I'm gonna call, Southeastern Development District and see what they got, anything out there in grant, but it's not like it used to be. When we built this here, man, it was easy to get, a lot easier to get, but now, it's not near as easy to get like it used to be. If we could get some grant money to help build the building, it'd be great. But I have to get a cost, that's it, I have to get a cost, get the budget, and I have to get a cost of everything.
Well, you're gonna tell them that you wanna get done with this X amount of dollars, you're gonna say, I want the money, and you're gonna, what?
Well, it don't work that way.
What's your plan?
We have to plan it, we have to get the cost, and we have to present it, and they help us do that. The district helps us get a plan together for a grant.
Whether you're gonna
For a
bring it
grant.
down, or relocate it, or just whatever.
For a grant, well, for a grant, you know, and it might be cost worthy to just tear the thing down and build a whole unit. I don't know, that building's in,
Terrible shape.
you know, that's it, you know, so that, but I'm gonna try to work on that, but it'll be August trying to come up with the end of the budget meeting. And that's when I'll have a cost plus the best I can. And that's gonna be, and there might be some amendments in that, which is allowable by any city to amend any budget. You just have to make an amendment. You gotta have money there to make amendments. That's what we're doing. And that's where we're at, but I'm working, and these men can help me. I'll give them some people to call to try to help, so we can all work a little faster. Okay?
Yeah. You need somebody in construction industry.
And I've checked, and I have checked on the cars, the gas cars, did I get checked on that through the county there?
Yeah.
That's a little process, but here's the other thing. There's only 2 types of cars they let out, and have to be an American-made filling station before you can deal with it.
Ain't one of the United States.
Well, Davies at Campbell and Mount Co, I think he said.
County gets gas there all the time.
And Mount Co. Nowhere on this end, that's how come we still got it in South Pittsburgh, and the crossroads, because they ain't got one up there that,
Can't cross state lines,
cannot cross the state line on.
County always gets gas up there. Daly's always see county guys up there buying gas. That's all.
Oh. But I'm checking on that, see what the determinant is on that, I have to go through the state on that.
There ain't many United States gasoline stations around, though.
Probably not, I don't know what the percentage is, I bet it's less than that.
I didn't know that was.
I don't know, David's east.
Probably be a corporation.
Zero point.
Yeah.
Be a corporation. That's the only reason it is, be a corporation. All these little places like, you know, all these little service stations belong to
Oh, yeah.
Tails.
They're all named, you're correct.
Doctor, I go to, Tails.
All right, we'll move on, anybody got anything else, we'll move on.
What is, Columbia Chemical, are they gonna still be handling the same old chemicals, or are they gonna expand with different chemicals?
As far as know what I've got, what they got to put in that rail spur up there, that's a rail spur with a grant that's been put in.
They're really adding on, and they're
They
gonna
are.
fix the handles.
They are.
Really dangerous chemicals?
No, sir, and they're real up on it, they've got a A&M, jury goes up there quite often.
Yeah, they got everything, if you sneeze at the wrong place, the alarm goes off.
They probably they got one safety man per shift, and they got a safety crew, and they're probably the safest chemical, if you want to call it that. It's a soap. They make concentrated soap, is what they make, but it goes in various things. It goes in perfume, hand soap, high detergent soap. But what they're wanting to come in on that rail comes from overseas. It's a
coconut oil, something like, some type of coconut-based oil or something, and they're feasible, but they're trying to bring somebody in to alleviate some of the traffic flow of these tankers traveling up down 156, so they're trying to bring it in by rail to cut down on that, and they can get in bulk more so than they can a truck.
They've had fires down there before, haven't they?
No,
Very good.
no, they've never had a fire. They have had alarms go off.
I remember,
Never had a
not
fire.
very many months ago, you said you got turned around en route. You got your chemical.
Right.
I was just curious. Well, if there was a fire down there, did anybody go look and see how big it was, or
No,
what started it?
They never had no flames, but they have alarms that go off. They do have safety fire alarms that do go off on their own due to pressure. They have boners.
Nobody inspect, like a fire inspector, to go after?
I mean, they go over there.
Yeah.
They've got teams over there. They've got actual fire
Fire
brigade
crews
teams
there.
that they're highly trained over there. As a matter of fact, they're just fixing to build $1 million facility for a training facility, training room, facility, and a break room and a bathhouse over there just for that. They're trying to do all the things legal that's, well, I mean, I say legal. They're doing everything they're required to do by the environmental and everybody.
Yeah, but normally whenever we signal 9, or the county signal 9s, normally we'll go on to wherever it's at, and that's where we'll turn around at most of the time.
Turn around.
And a lot of, but a lot of times Jerry might be his own personal truck and
Yeah.
either or them be owning somebody else, Jimmy or somebody might be in a truck. Jerry 9 times out of 10 or 10 goes on over there
Yeah.
and it's
Like
there.
to show up and look, anyway,
Yeah.
see how big it got.
Yeah, yeah.
What was the
And
cause, what was the cause mainly, you know, what caused this?
But that's a rail spur. They're hoping, they're shooting for the end of June. I don't quite see that, but they're shooting towards the end of June. No later in July having a spur in over there.
They work on Sundays, I know that.
Yep.
And what I do, whenever we have something like that and I check it out, then I holler at these guys and tell them where they need to set up at and which side of the building they need to come to. That way, it makes it a whole lot faster. And then if it's no fire at all, then I've seen it's not, so I've already seen it, investigated it, and they turn around and come back to the house.
What is? Then we're going to some old business. At the park, did you know if?
I talked about it today.
Did he fixed yet?
No.
Okay, I'll call her.
You know, not the dock.
Yeah, Tony was gonna fix that, so I'll call.
No, they haven't done anything to it, and since we're on the park, they haven't, moved or cleaned those 2 porta potties.
Okay, let me, put something, and we'll get hold of the tomorrow, Friday, call them. Know that. What about, clean that inside there, and fixed up,
I'll do that tomorrow,
try to do that.
yeah. And, I need to get some lumber and that's
Yeah, just so I don't, they ain't use nothing up, but just going in there and use the bathroom for Christ, and all that, instead of still,
you can find it. Anything that one.
no. But now the thing going out to the baths, is it all right, say? TJ handles that, out there, TWRA.
That's like last summer.
Yeah, that's been fixed, the only thing they don't do is, if the tree or anything falls across the walkway, we go out there and clear it. Jeff and I, we're gonna go out there and take leaf blower and blow the leaves off, but it's covered in leaves pretty bad right now.
That's what I was fixing to say. I think Jeff even said something about it a week or so ago, you know, let's go over a couple leaf blowers in the rack and just get them off of it.
Take a leaf.
It's rotten, and if we don't, then
Yeah. If you wanna do it, I'll go ahead.
yeah, it's too good of a
We don't get
day
paid anyway.
to just let go down.
Yeah. You're welcome to go do it anytime you want to.
Okay.
High five over there, did they, you said they worked on it? Did
They
you
worked
work
on it, but it's still, it's hard to make turn. You've turned it.
Yeah, I come over with Keith, Mayor, and, he agrees, it's hard to turn, but he said the seal on the top of it, which is I was afraid it's gonna blow out and kill somebody. He said it will not do that. He said there's a safety valve down at the bottom that holds that stem in.
Well, does it just need a new plug, or does that like have a new top put on it or something?
Well, I asked him that, and, I'm gonna talk to Ronnie Lancaster, he's on the board too. I'm gonna go around behind Keith and see if I can get in that cat right there.
We can get a new plug, be nice right there.
I'm trying, sir.
We pay a large maintenance fee every year.
Yeah.
on that thing.
Yeah.
Sure do.
And they don't ever oil
Y'all pay
that?
maintenance?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they say so. They say they come over maintenance,
Huh?
Maintain.
teeth, I can't hardly talk. We're charged, so they come over, here's what they do, they come over once a year or twice a year,
Who's that? Who's the
water and gas, that's their, water, it's water company.
We need to go above the water and gas.
And, the maintenance, so, folks keep cleaning out, Jerry helped me out on this.
We need it around, I guess, a little bit where you can spot.
Yeah. And the pipe is supposed to be painted, I think, to the color,
Color the pressure.
pressure flow.
Right.
See, that's what we're fixing to do because we're fixing to weed eat around them, put grass killer, dress the hydrant, grease the threads. And
Find out about that, if they can't, I mean, we're paying that kind of,
You shouldn't be paying that.
We're
because they
paying
don't do it.
big fee every year on each side.
my $500,000.
Yeah, the fire department, the fire department.
The last time those caps were painted, me and Jeff painted them. Every cap in this city, we painted it because we had an inspection.
Well, find out, Jerry, won't you and Jim find out what can be done about that and get that done.
I can tell you what, they've done that in the city, over there. I called them out on it. I said, y'all ain't touching it. They ain't touching y'all. They touching me over here.
Y'all check on that and find out.
And, can I say one more thing, Mayor?
Yes, sir.
We're gonna pressure test them too. That way we know what
Well,
color.
they said they do that, cause now it's been a few years back now, that's when they bled them off, trying to, maybe they're bleeding them off, I don't know.
Well, we're gonna turn them on and clean them out, then pressure test them, and then paint the cap according to the National Fire Code of the float. You got green, yellow, blue, and red.
The budget, I no more old business, but there's a new business. Budget, like I said, Brad will be here on the 2nd of June, we'll start working on the budget. And then I'll try to get it to y'all, we'll try to get together and kind of go over before the June meeting, so we can get fast on the first reading. Y'all can look at it and everything, think we can look at it, if there's anything we need to do different before we go to the second reading in July, then we can bring it up and amend it, add to things, whatever, try to get it lined up the best we can. I'll have to take it into the space there, so, you know, I mean, that's the best we can do, I mean, we can line that up on that. Also, new business, I got a resolution here, we've got to pass, and what it is, we got some money from the, right, this is when they've handed out all that COVID money, and I'm not for this, I'm not gonna lie to you, I don't think this giving out free money to companies like, well, there's one not too far, so they might work on this room here, got about $4 to $6 million. If you wanna help somebody, help them. And I say it's a high respect, and I'm sure, sir, we got military, we got military men and women living homeless in this country. And when they pass away, or whatever, they have to go in a pauper's grave. And I get upset, 'cause my daddy was no Korean War vet, but we give the money away for that, but we can't take care of a military homeless person out here. I don't like it one bit, I ain't gonna lie about it.
Obama was like
Yeah.
that. That's, I turned against him.
I get like this, I let the devil get me on out here, but.
Yeah, I should've said nothing to that, but
I understand.
he,
But we need to take care of our military personnel first. If you're gonna give money away, and we got people out here that need to be taken, good deal was World War II, POW. Instead, we need to take care of our military. We got homeless military people out here that served this country, wore a uniform and fought for this country, living homeless out here. We gonna do some money, we need to give money to them homeless people to take care of.
and one of here legal.
You know, yeah. But we got, this is some money, what we got on this, reading on that, it's got good to see. We got $80,000 on this, is what we got. If they tell us how I can spend it and how I can't spend it, that's why I'm working on the budget.
Say
80. But you have to, there's a form, let's see, how long the arm can go, that they strict on. But we have to pass this resolution. So what we'll do tonight is we'll pass this resolution. I don't know if I've got to have one reading or two readings on this, but we're going to pass at least on one tonight. One's all we need, that's fine. The amount was, the city of New York is receiving the first, the amount is $80,962.50 is what they got in the first. every city got it. It depends on your population, the amount of money you got. I think the county got 4 million. I'm not for sure. And then all these businesses around here, anyway, I ain't gonna say nothing. They got it. So, but we need to pass this resolution. The resolution number will be 523-22/01. 22/01 with the resolution number. Do I hear a motion we pass this resolution to accept this amount of money?
I make a motion we pass this resolution on the first reading.
Do I hear a second? Pass it on the first reading motion. All in favor saying aye? Aye. Motion carries to pass the resolution on that. Now, there's supposed to be a second. There's supposed to be a second. Here's the total. Haven't seen it yet, don't know if we will. The total would come to 161,925. Haven't seen the second one yet, don't know. This is the government you deal with, federals, so that's a whole different level. That's why I said we're gonna do the budget and see kind of what we got, things, put everything.
I completely understand. I'd like to see New Hope have a nice city hall and.
And we do need that. That's one thing we need one that's better access to, it's bigger. That's been there for 50 years, I guess. I don't know.
Probably the line fell where it did. You know how it is.
But the property tax department, since I've been the mayor, now twice in this county, we're the second lowest, and I hate a property tax being raised. We're in a rural city, basically, where a lot of people on fixed incomes and still got farm stuff here. They can't stand that. Now, South Pittsburgh's got $1. They got $1. We're at 27 or 29 cents per 100. They're at $1. And if we can get by and run the city and with stuff like this and grants, there's no sense in raising property taxes. Lodge does pretty good on giving us on property taxes. Hey, while I'm on property, you haven't paid your property taxes, please get over it. We have to turn it delinquent. I have no choice. That's mandated. So you haven't paid them, just come let everybody know, please go pay them. I have no control over that. We have to make out a delinquent, please turn it into office and they turn it into the state. So I'm on there, on a bit, I know people have hard times and stuff, that's understandable. It's been some hard times, but try to make an effort to go in, like, get them paper. Hey, here's the sad part, I don't think everybody in this, I don't know, but the ones that's got the money to pay them, can pay them, don't pay them. One, I don't tell keep Johnny on the spot down there, and I've got everybody that we know, they some elderly people, when they come to you, they're right there. Sometimes you get behind, sometimes things happen, I understand it, but there's some people over here that's pretty good shape.
What's the deadline date that you're gonna have to start turning those things in to the powers that be for the delinquent tax? May, the end of May?
We go to the end of May. We try to get everybody to go to the end of May, so after that, it starts going on delinquent.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Is it publicized or like run in the paper even how, properties are that is delinquent on taxes?
It can be.
That's what I was thinking. I know a lot of places.
The county will that quick, but
They get you a letter.
Oh, well, I know.
cities is
I'm
not,
good, but I know what the property is. I don't know if they've been paying.
the city is not as strict as the county, but the county, one day after the deadline in February, they go upstairs, and then you get a letter. It's that simple. I mean, that's just the way
When they
it is.
run it in the paper.
I don't know what the time frame is on that they give you.
I think you got 4 or 5 years for the right paper.
But once they do, they go to courthouse square there and highest bidder buys your property.
You got so long to buy it back, you got that back.
1 year. Is it 1 year?
1 year.
1 year to buy your property back. Then you have to pay that man interest.
I bought some one time.
Don't you have to pay?
I bought some in Richard City one time, two places in Richard City one time. One guy, I think it was about 4 months later, he paid me, and then the other guy, it was almost 9 months. You gotta get, I think it's a year or whatever. You gotta get.
That property on the hill behind me, I thought that was tied in with my tax I paid on my house, and it wasn't. And they told me, and I bought it back, and they told me that There you go. Anyway, it had a year.
You got But after that year, and you, it's yours, but if not, then they have to pay you interest back on that property, whatever you bought. They have to pay you
That would do
interest.
me.
Yeah.
They pay you interest and everything. You can go cool out, you can buy it, right?
That's cool, that's what
And most time them lawyers are there, they're bidding on it. Jenkins was there that day I was there, he was bidding on it.
Any other new business?
I would like to make a suggestion,
All right.
and it's pertaining to the cemetery out here. The good men and some women that's out there doing the work. It's hot, and it's getting more expensive, and we don't have perpetual care. If there's any way in the world that a little bit of that COVID money can be used, I mean, just like, I think at $200 would probably cover all of the fuel, or most of the fuel that they need to keep that mowed out there, because they do a really, really, really good job. And there are veterans out there, that's what made it pop into my mind, people, family that has died off, and there's nobody to take care of the grave. And I was gonna bring it up anyway before the CARES money came up, but, I mean,
Well,
the
that's it.
COVID
I'm not
money.
100% sure on that. I don't get in trouble with the state on that.
Okay, well, that's fine.
But I
It
do
doesn't
know
have
this, I
to
do know a load of gravel has been donated, Jerry's gonna haul it. A load of gravel has been donated, take out to the cemetery and dump.
That's
Because it's
nice.
a hole or something that's out there.
nice.
I think Quentin, I don't mind taking my tractor out there, and Quentin's gonna take his, where I do the help. Got spread, they put a piece, and I've not been out for long, kind of in the middle, and back around, they would come around with stuff, I guess, they might be some way out.
I hear you out there, I got a fire on my tractor. Jerry's real good at spreading them, but I ain't.
Jerry's gonna haul it, load, and the first thing I know, I'm gonna ask him, and he'll haul it in seat truck out there, we have that authority to do that. We're gonna dump it in this one spot out there, at the other end, down that place. Dump it down there, then try to fix it, 'cause I think their thing's coming up like.
Decoration the second day of June. I mean, second Saturday of June.
Jerry's trying to get that this week.
Yeah, the Saturday before the second Sunday of June.
Yeah, if I hear you, I don't care. Run out there, look at them, I can't do a real pretty job. That's a hand rake.
It's not raining in the morning.
I'll go ahead and get that load here. That don't do it, I'll call you, don't add nothing. All right, you just don't. That's fine. Any other business, man? If I think like next, oh, wait, I'm sorry. Oh, I just gonna, next Monday is a week from today.
No, coming week.
Yeah, a week from today. Yeah, a week from today. Yes, Memorial Day, so everybody be careful and stuff out there, and help us keep an eye on the park up there and everything. Well, one more thing, before we leave, Bonnie, you heard some information, now I just like to keep it cleared up there, that two men held down like John Beatty, there.
No, that's not what I heard.
What'd you hear, then?
What I heard What I heard was, after backup got there, that two county officers held the men while, and the quote was, while John took his turn. That's what I heard.
I wish John still had his stitches in his head.
Oh, I heard he got 7 staples. I'm sorry about that.
Yeah. It didn't quite happen that way. I won't clear that up. I didn't want to have the guy mix up his pain.
That's a diminished capacity. Those people are dangerous.
John was trying to talk to him and reason with him and get his license, where he could just kind of identify him. The little guy just pain, had a sack about that long, just tearing it up out there in the left field. Kind of started, John was trying to talk to him, started grasping John. He got John's radio off, swung it, caught John in top of the head there and busted his head. Where there was a couple of Maple View and a couple of men, good Samaritans, come up there to help John subdue him because some other officers could get there. Correct me if I'm wrong. Am I correct on this? John never.
My response was, video camera on the dash. Dash cam should show everything.
Paint spray like in a bag you get your newspaper in or your light bread, but it's just.
I picked people up with several colors on their face. where they spray it in and up
If
it.
they got a color on, they can't ride on me.
Bye-bye, yeah.
Seriously, I picked up one that had 4 different colors on their face.
What you got there for me?
They left that alone.
Right. Field on the road, couple of miles.
Bad stuff on the road.
I think somewhere.
I think there's somebody, you made somebody make.
Well, if you see them on the road, just get them and keep on going.
We ain't got nothing to play here in motion to adjourn.
Make a motion.
Here's that.